All right, good morning. Today is December 4th. We're going to be working on my 2001 Jeep Cherokee here. Got some new parts to put on. I got a cab fab over the axle track bar, and I got some Amazon Acos to put on. So this is my first time doing this kind of video, but just bear with me. Going through the process, never done any of this before, so it should be fun. So here's the parts I got. Got the Amazon Acos sitting there and the cab fab over the axle track bar. Right now I just have a rough country track bar on there, but it should be a pretty good upgrade. Got the cab fab steering up front too. I'll show you guys that in a minute, but I'm excited for this upgrade. Should make it drive pretty smooth. So here's the front end of the Jeep. I'll show you guys real quick. Have cab fab steering with heim joints on the both ends. Got the rough country track bar with the track bar drop, which is obviously getting replaced today with the over the axle system. And then it's got Yukon diff covers front and rear. It's got 456s front and rear. Got a Dana 44 in the rear. Have a Barnes 4-wheel drive steering box brace with a Barnes steering box spacer plate as well. So yeah, here she is. Let's get to it. So like I said, I'm gonna be installing the Amazon Acos first. After I get this welded up, I gotta weld the axle side brace up and then get it ready for paint, prime it, grind it down, get it nice and smooth, paint it. While that's drying, I'm gonna be installing the Amazon Acos in the front and hopefully level out the ride a little bit. So yeah. So here's those cab fab shackle relocation boxes that are brand new from them. I just put these in the other day. I don't know if anybody else is running them yet, but they're pretty good. They actually bolt to where the hitch bolts. See the 4 bolts there, and then they bolt through the backside here, and they actually have 2 bolts that go up through the floor with a piece of sheet metal. Well, not really sheet, but it's pretty thick. It's probably like 3/8 maybe. It comes up through the floor there, 2 bolts to really suck it up into the Jeep. All right, so I got the track bar all painted up and the frame side brace all painted up. I just grinded down all the edges of the axle side brace so I can get a nice clean weld in there. I'm only using this Harbor Freight titanium flux core welder, so I'm trying to get as clean as I can to make it as good as I can. All right, a little bit of an update here. I got the steering primered. Be painting it orange, got to repaint it. A lot of it's chipped off and crap like that, so I figured I'd just repaint it. While I got the front end torn apart, so why not? I got the track bar drying here and the bracket drying right there, so that should be good by the time it's ready to go in. So I just got done installing one side of the Acos on. I'm leaving the coils out for now, just give me more room while working with the track bar. So here's the steering all primered and everything, but there's the Amazon Acos in there. Works pretty good. I don't see why anyone would spend the money on the JKS ones when these are $80, but I mean, you get what you pay for, but it'll work. If it fits, it ships. Got this side cut out and ground down, about to coat that in anti-seize and put this on and tap the hole in the bottom. Yeah. Just wanted to check in. Got the axle all ground down and ready for the axle side mount to get welded on. I got the steering, I got one of them painted. The other one's still primed. I'm just waiting on that. I don't know why, but and then track bar should be good to go. I got the old one out. Again, rough country. It's only been in there for like a year, and the bushings are already shot and the frame side. It's kind of crazy. I'll show you real quick. Like, look at that. Like, that's not supposed to look like that. Anyway, I got the frame side mount on for the cab fab system. There's the rough country one. There, coils out and everything. Oh, I got the Acos all the way in. They look pretty good. Pretty excited about those. Yeah. Keep on keeping on. Alright, well, here it is. Here's the finished product. Pretty easy to install. Besides, the bracket was a little difficult to get in all the nooks and crannies and everything like that on the axle side. But wasn't that bad. Got the upper brace in. I also have the brace that goes from those two bolt holes across to those two over there on that frame side. I'm waiting for it to come in still. I ordered that later. Figured it'd just be a good thing to have, especially with the 35s. There it is. It's pretty nice. I threw a couple coats of paint on the axle as well and some clear. Hopefully it doesn't dry that shiny, but it is what it is, I guess. It's a Jeep, so. Yeah, here's the rest of the Jeep. You know, I got it bone stock from some girl down here. It had a blown up engine in it. Ended up putting a crate 4.0 in it. Just been working on it ever since. Did that, did floor panels, did the lift, did the axle swap. It's got a Dana 44 out of, I believe, an 83 Cherokee. I could be wrong. It's got a K-suspension Dana 44 truss on there. Bilstein shocks all the way around. It's got an MBRP exhaust that I had to cut, unfortunately, because it was contacting the shackle there, the bolt that comes through right there. It was hitting that, so I just figured I'd chop it back a couple inches, give it some clearance. So it's got some pretty beat 35s on here. I got them for free from a buddy, so can't complain about that. Smoke taillights. It's got new vinyl decals all the way around and emblems, along with the stripes, obviously. It's kind of hard to miss those, I guess. It's got the 4.5 inch Rough Country short arm X series lift. At least that's what it started out as. The only thing that's left from the Rough Country lift is these coils, the control arms. I ended up purchasing these later down the road, the Rough Country control arm drop kit. Only 22-year-old kid, so long arms just ain't in the picture right now. As you guys probably know, they're well over $1,000 for a decent set. And then the Rough Country leafs are in the back. Re-geared the Dana 44. It's got 456s with a Yukon limited slip from Yukon Gear and Axle. The Dana 30 front is the Dana 30 low pinion, but where I'm at, it's pretty hard to find a high pinion, so I'm kind of just working with what I got here. Not going too crazy with it. I'd like to do a high pinion at some point if I can find one for the right price, but you know, buying an axle I'm going to completely gut and rebuild. You know, don't want to spend a ton of money on. There's the ACOS I just installed. It ended up leveling it out pretty nicely. I didn't have to adjust the spacer. If you've never had these before, you could loosen this up and spin this and actually make the ride height higher or lower even if you wanted to, but I can't go lower than this spacer here. It leveled out the front pretty nice. It's about 29 inches from the back of the fender cutout there to the front of this one here, so it's pretty level. Let's see, some other things I've done. It's got a cold air intake in it, throttle body spacer. The inside's a mess right now, but it's got a headliner in it, Barnes 4-wheel drive, Molly panel back there, the Rough Country seat covers. These are super nice seat covers, actually. The neoprene is super thick. Got the rack with the shovel on there. Just threw that on there because I do a lot of beach driving down here. I'm currently stationed in the Outer Banks in the Coast Guard. It's a pretty fun job, though. It's got LED headlights, the pod lights. Hopefully going to be upgrading to a better front bumper soon. And rear bumper. I'm not too concerned about it right now, though. I bedlined the roof. Would not recommend using Herculiner. It fades pretty fast. It's got drums in the rear still. They're the Dana 44 drums though, so the shoe is a little bit wider. So it does stop better than the 35 did, because it had a Dana 35 in it. And then drilled and slotted rotors in the front, power stop brake pads. I want to do a WJ knuckle swap in the future, but I got all this nice fancy steering here, and I have to change all that out. I said it's got no carpet in it, so I welded new floor pans in it, and I didn't even want to bother getting new carpet just because of how fast it would rust. It's not really that loud in here, surprisingly. Probably because I still have the headliner and floor mats and stuff, keep the heat off your feet. That's her though. That's pretty much it. Open in the front, limited slip in the rear, 35s, Bilsteins all the way around. Probably about 6 inches of lift now, with the ACOS in the front and the shackle relocation boxes in the rear. It's pretty fun. I like to work on stuff. That's what I do for my job. I'm a mechanic for the Coast Guard, so it's pretty fun. Alright, thanks for watching. And let me know if you like this video. I'll make another one. I got some U-joints to throw in the front of this thing soon because passenger side's going out. So if you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do. Thanks.